Testing, testing. How about now? I've changed the input device. Testing, how does it sound now? Any better? Alright, so let me give me some feedback on the video plus the audio together. Let's see how we go. How's it sounding now? Is it laggy, good, bad? Decent audio? Changes the input device. Video okay? What do you think?
Oh, the audio's great. I say crank up the quality of hair. It's so better. Is that quality just 480p for live stream only? Or is it got 1080p later?
Well, the software I'm using has that output resolution is 1024 by 576. That's the, let's see, the output is, I can't change it while it's running.
And hell, that last time he had it at 1440. And hell, it was.
Alright, let's check this. It's a little slower on starting, but I cranked it up. It's restarting for you. How's it sound? How's it look? Give me a comment. Okay, we're going to do this? Are we good enough now?
We're hot. Action.
Alright, here we go. N7 VDR, W0RMT. Jem, are you still in?
Yeah, I'm here, but I can't tell if I'm live or Memorex.
Refresh it. I think it's up and running with good video and audio now. I'm going to get started and start over. Alright, here we go. Sorry about all the technical difficulties, folks. I don't know. Kind of new to the streaming thing, but it was working good the other night, but I think I got it dialed now. So, here we go. How's it going? W0RMT Bud in the shack. Going to do a live Jumbospot build. I'll post some hyperlinks in the comments, or folks that are moderating the chat, including N0WAR, Shutter Mafia, N7VDR Jimmy. They can post some links in for you too, or answer some questions while we're going. I'm also on Brainmeister Talk Group 31088, and so you can join in there if you are watching and listening. So here's what we're going to do. So I got a Jumbospot build here that's going to come out at about 60 bucks. So I ordered from eBay seller FlyXY2015, I think. This setup that you see right in front of me here came with the case for the Jumbospot. The bottom part of the case has the nuts already built in, cut out for the SD card. Top part of the case, which has the line up for the Pi 0W, which was not included, and the cutout for the OLED display and the SMA jack, etc., etc. This is the radio modem board itself, the Jumbospot. This is version 4 2018, so April 2018. It already has the OLED soldered on, and you can see that it also has two 2x5 pin female headers soldered on as well on the back of the board. Now this did come with the male analog to these headers that I've soldered onto the Pi Zero W, and I'll show you that in a second. Came with the antenna and some miscellaneous screws and spacers here. 45 bucks. That's what I did. Make an offer to this seller. He accepted $45. Now separately, I bought a Pi Zero W from SparkFun. They're local to me here in Colorado, so I purchased it for $10. Local pickup with tax it was $10.50. I've already soldered on the two 2x5 male headers that came with the Jumbospot package. I through-hole soldered those to the GPIO, and so that's ready to accept the modem board on top. So this is the Pi Zero W, but it didn't come with the headers on it. I soldered those headers on that were included. So here we go. That's $10. This is $45. That's $55. I'm going to use one of these Patriot 16 gig micro SD cards. I got a 5-pack of these off Amazon for, I think it was $28. Pretty good deal. So we're all in all, we're going to be about $60 here. So let's get started. One thing I did earlier during the previous live stream, which wasn't working so well, was I popped out these cutouts for the OLED display and for the SMA. And once those were out, I took my files and cleaned them out a little bit. There's a little bit of sort of casting sprue material there, so I just smoothed those out. You could take a black Sharpie to these and kind of clean them out if you, or mark them up to get rid of the silver. But looks pretty good. So first step is going to be to mount the Pi Zero W in the bottom of the case. Now there are 4 screws that came with the Jumbospot and 2 spacers. You can see, let me get them up close to the camera here. 2 long screws and 2 short screws. The long screws are going to go with these spacers on the side that doesn't have the headers to connect the modem board to the Pi Zero W, and the short screws will go on the other side just to hold it down at the bottom of the case. So what we'll do, so for example, on the short screws will go over here on this side, and the long screws with the spacers will go through the top of the modem on this side. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to mount the Pi Zero W to the bottom of the case with the short screws on one side. Let me just get that screw on there. I'll show you what that looks like after I get that snugged down a little bit. Get that on there. You can see I just put those 2 short screws here through the Pi Zero W into the bottom of the case. The case already has these nuts already embedded in it. Now, what I'm going to do next is place the modem board directly on top of the Pi Zero, mating up those headers that were already soldered on here, and then I soldered on the Pi Zero. 2x5 on either end of the GPIO. Just press that on there. It's nice and snug, as you can see. All right. And on the other side, this is where our spacers will go, and the long screws will go through that to tag it down to the bottom. Get that lined up here. Probably get a pair of tweezers out, it'd be easier, but I do it like this. Let's get that one started. The other one going here. Alright, they're both in. Just snug those down. Okay, oh, one thing I noticed, so I did that with the spacers. One thing I noticed, those screws protrude through the bottom of the case a little bit. Didn't expect that. It's a bit of a drag. So either those spacers, I don't know if they could be taller, or those screws could be a little bit shorter. So I may back those out and cut them off later, but yeah, I wish those were just a tad shorter so they weren't protruding through there, but we can deal with that later. All right, so the thing is basically assembled. Now, one of the things that we've heard recently about the jumbo spots that have been coming out is sometimes the case, the cutouts on the case don't line up well with the Pi Zero bits. No idea though, so let's um, put that on there and see if that's going to be the case with this one. I'm going to go ahead and peel the protective cover off the OLED display here. Yeah, it would be good to have a rubber washer or something. Jim noticed in the comments I don't have any offhand right now, but I can dig some up maybe later. Alright, let's see if this thing lines up nicely or not. Sometimes the other jumbo spot that I have was pre-built and everything lines up quite nicely on it. Let's see what's going on with this one. Oh yeah, there's the issue that was noted before. I don't know if Jim, yours was like this when you built it, but yeah, there's definitely it's not lining up well with the Pi Zero. So to me that says that some spacers need to be below the Pi Zero and above that nut to lift it up off the bottom a little bit. The HDMI is not bad, but the USBs are definitely not cool, so we're going to have to do something about that. I'm going to have to try to improvise here and do something in real time. I did not expect that, but I guess that's what happens when you go live. So yeah, I think that there should be a spacer here to lift this board up a little bit, and then these things will line up and maybe the screws won't protrude through all the way. So hang on, let me see what we can do here. See if I can find something without knocking everything over. Let's see what we've got. Alright, so we're probably going to have to take the whole thing back apart. I heard that, Aaron.
Illegal.
Jim, you might comment. Did yours have this problem too? On lining up like that? I'm going to pop the whole thing off. We'll take it all apart.
Yeah, but they're not exact. But my USB is still fitting. Just push. I was able to get them like that. They're off a little.
Okay, so Jim said his was off a little. You know, ideally I'd put some kind of spacer there if I could find something. I don't know if I can find something without knocking everything over. Okay, for the time being I may throw something in there that's big and ugly, but just to get the job done here. I've got some little number 6 lock washers at hand, which might provide enough of a lift to fix that for the time being. Let me pull a couple out of the bag here. That's what happens when you go live, right? Didn't test this before. That should be obvious to everybody now. the reality, that's right.
this for anybody that's going to attempt to build one of these. It's really easy.
Yeah, these washers probably aren't really going to work as spacers there. Alright, so I'm going to have to come up with something a little bit. I'm definitely going to have to MacGyver this, Aaron. And I'm looking for, maybe I'll MacGyver this with a couple pieces of tape. How's that sound? How about some nice electrical tape washer action? What do you think of that? Hopefully the audio is still good. Hey, if you're watching and you're not on the talk group, go jump in to 31088. Talk to those guys. So what do you guys think? Electrical tape? Gonna give it enough lift? A few layers of this? I think this will do it. Okay. Harbor Freight, Jimmy. The workbench. Alright, let's see if this is going to be enough to poke these screws through here.
You got that Mexican screen all popped up nice like that on your TV Mega.
It's just sitting, the next thing on the DV Meg is just sitting there against the antenna. See? I haven't ever found a way to really, for those of you watching and not listening to the talk group, Jim just asked me a question on 31088. Alright, let's do this again. Did you hear my answer, Jim?
Yep. Dude, that looks nice, dude.
Wasn't I just doing this about 10 minutes ago? The same thing?
You made it further this time.
Alright. Let's go again. See if my MacGyver rig gives me the space I need. There's one. I don't see any more comments. Anybody still watching? Yeah, no? You still good on the audio and everything? Oops. It would help to put this on the correct direction. Now let's see the moment of truth. Hey, look at that. Ta-da! Totally MacGyvered that into submission, didn't I? Things look pretty lined up now. You can see, hopefully. Yeah? I'd call that good.
Are the screws all even now too?
Screws are pretty even. Yeah, there's these still, the long ones still come down further than the other ones, but they don't come all the way through. So the case certainly isn't as clean as the pre-built one I have, but it's all together and it lines up. So there you go. It's all lined up now. Yeah, how's it look? It looks like it lined up pretty well, yeah? Okay, let's shift over to the desktop and image the card and put that in. Let me move my mic. Okay. I don't know if you can see this very well. Got an SD card in here using Win32 disk imager. I'm going to open the image file. I've got PyStar 3.4.13. And I'm going to open that, write it to E, do this in real time, so we'll see what comes up with this. There it is. I'm going to write this onto the card. And then, alright, after this writes, we're going to write in the Wi-Fi supplicant file too. So it'll connect directly to my home network. Give this a minute.
Hey, bud, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that, bud. Hopefully you can hear me. But the latest version of PyStar, well, it's been a few versions back, just let it run for about 3 minutes and it turns itself into a Wi-Fi hotspot. You connect to it, and then you can configure your Wi-Fi disconnect, reconnect.
Yeah, Jim, I totally know that and I've done that, but since I already have the supplicant file created, it's just quicker to copy it right onto the card, and then the first time it boots, it's automatically on my network. So even though that's a cool feature, I just go ahead and put the supplicant on there, and then it's automatically on my home network, and I can just open it up in the browser. All right, now you can make the Jeopardy music. But again, I thought I'd do it in real time for the 5 of you that are watching here. So get this thing on here, put the Wi-Fi supplicant on there. Now I'm going to change that antenna to a slightly shorter one here. Or maybe not. Oh. All right. Right, successful. Negative, I am not on 2 alpha. Okay, we're going to back out. See, I already have the Wi-Fi supplicant file created for some other hotspots. I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to go over here to the file I just imaged, or where I just wrote that. I'm going to paste the supplicant file directly on there. It's ready to go. I'm going to eject the card. Boom. Okay. Here it is, right here. All right, let me switch the camera background on the hotspot. Take the card out of the adapter. Dude. All right.
Did you get a case for your Kenwood?
I'm using the case for the D72. I gotta pop the case off because I just realized something that I didn't catch before.
Is there no SD card hole?
No, there is. I put the bottom case on backwards. All right. Nobody caught that. Here we go again.
Don't you hate when that happens?
Here we go again. Yep. See, what I did was I put the pi 0 on the bottom part backwards. I wonder if that's related to the fact that it seemed to be too short. So the place for the SD card is down there. Oh, getting good at this. It should be like that. Now I gotta move my fancy little washers to the other side. Alright, let's see if we can get it right this time. 3rd time's a charm, right? Is this the 3rd time I've done this? It's all live, Aaron. I'm not going to rehearse it. It's the dirtiness of the ham shack. Now it's lined up so I can access the SD card, which I'll put in before I screw it on.
Alright, we're hot. It's like boiling. I just shoot it. Whatever happens. Show up for a rehearsal. You know what you got to do. Whatever happens anyway. Dude, Jim's making a boatload of money on these radios. Dude, I've been noticing a lot on the D-stars.
Okay, thanks for sticking with me, everyone. Let's see what's left here. It's a good thing I kept those little pieces of tape on that side because it's still got the same extra screw length. Now let's try it. Cards in there, things on.
Yeah, seems like everybody's getting one.
See how it lines up. Still not the cleanest, but it'll work. Well, I can't sympathize with everybody's complaints about this case not being as properly die cut or stamped as the other Jumbospot I have, because it's definitely not as good. Good enough for now. All right, there we go. Now let's try this again. Antenna, smoke test.
Still pretty plain though.
Yeah, it's not bad. We got LEDs lighting up. That's a good sign. Let's give it a minute to boot and let's see if we can access it in the browser. So when you go build your own, don't put the bottom on the don't put the pie on the base case backwards. Lesson 1. I made that mistake for you, so you don't have to do it. Lesson 2, you may have to put some spacers under that long screw side of the pie so that it lines up okay with these and holds it off the base, right? Alright, let's see. The OLED won't come up until I configure it in PyStar, so let's see if we can bring it up. Let's go back to the browser. Alright, we should be able to find this. PyStar/local. Not yet. May not be online. We may have to Fing it. So I'm going to use Fing on my phone to find the IP address.
It takes longer than that, but the first boot up is going to be 2 minutes at least.
I guess, yeah, Jim, you're probably right. It probably has to compile everything. And I'm just being impatient because I've been building this thing backwards. So let's see when a new device comes online. If you're not aware of the Fing app, it's a really cool way to find the IP address of all the things on your local network. So I would recommend.
You'll be alright.
What was that? That was Jim, I guess. I think we should be getting there. There we go. 119. Is it pi-star.local or that's probably what I did. No. There we go. And the dashboard is up, as you can see. I have to go to configuration and do all this setup now, which there are plenty of videos out there on how to do this, so I'm not going to run through it, but it's online now. We're going to go through and set up. I'll give it a new host name, give it my call, set up the mode and the OLED display, but I think I'm done for tonight with the stream, so I'm going to kill it. Anyways, thanks for watching. And
Dude, put it on the air and talk to us with it.
man, I don't know if I don't want to spend the time right now. I could do it. All right. Let's go ahead and configure it up. So I'm gonna give it a new host name. We're gonna call it Pi Z2.
It won't take long because that minus 475 in the receive offset seems to be a good thing.
Jim's just reminded me of the offset. And all right, we're gonna apply. I'm not gonna put the lat long in yet. All right, let's get close to Denver, English, US. Oh, it's going to be past my bedtime, guys. W1MSG has a bunch of good videos on setting up Pi-Star, so if you're not familiar with this, you should Google his videos. I think they're also linked from the Pi-Star webpage. But you can do all that. What's that, Aaron? What did you say? Okay, we're still streaming, right? Yeah, we're up. Okay, I haven't decided on a frequency yet for this one. Shoot, I gotta coordinate with my other ones. Hang on a sec. Okay. Oh, radio modem type. Gotta set that one. What is it? STM32 DVM Raspberry Pi hat GPI. Oh, that's it. All right. Forgot to do that before. Oh, I forgot to change the display type. I'll do that next time it flips through here. People still watching? 6.
That's what I'm waiting for.
What are you waiting for, Jim? To see if the OLED works? All right, let's check. Let's configure the display type to OLED. on, that's the port for it. I think it's AMA, right? There's no layout because it's not Nexion. Let's check and see if this OLED works after I apply this change to it. So Jim, was your LED, your OLED didn't work at all when it's D-Star enabled?
Or DMR. Yeah, it's real big, and then it's, it has this.
Well, the display is working. All right, let me just check some things. BG, default reflector, we're going to get it on 2 Charlie, 2 Alpha. Set it up for XRF 002 Alpha. And we're going to set the APRS server to noam.aprs2.net. Okay. Jimmy, did you see that the display is working on this one?
Yeah, I see that. I'm totally wrong.
Well, I'll email that dude on your behalf and see what he gets back with. All right, I just made a couple changes to the default reflector that it connects to on startup. It's XRF002 Alpha. And if we go to the admin dashboard, we should see. There we go.
I've been using it all day.
Listening on D-Star.
Most of the time, actually.
See the transmit receive frequency. There's the firmware version. 1.3.3. I think 1.3.7 is out now, so it could use an update. There we go. It's ready to go. Now I just got to pop that channel in my code plug and get on the air. All right. We're going to say goodnight from the live stream. So thanks for watching. I'll pop some links in after the fact where we got the Jumbospot from, and the oh, I can see Jimmy just spoke on that channel. He came up on the display.
You come up on that?
Yep.
You're connected to 2 Alpha?
Yeah. Kick it up again, or key up again on there, and I'll show the display. Although I'm not listening on this frequency right now, you'll see on the display, Jim's going to key up, and it has his call sign is last heard. There you go. Key up again, Jim, and you'll see yourself on the air. It's listening in D-Star right now. And then that's what the display of the OLED looks like for D-Star, because I'm going to cover this one. There he is. N7 VDR and D74A. Okay, thanks, Jim. All right, so I'm going to get that one in the code plug, and there's the another hotspot on the air. Oh, sorry, that was a little out of focus. I was holding it too close to the camera. I just realized that. My bad. All right, let's call it a night. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you have questions, jump on Grandmeister Talk Group 31088, or catch us on XRF002 Alpha if you want to talk on D-Star. And join our Friday night net on 31088 at 7:30 Mountain Time. So thanks. I'm going to kill the stream. Have a good evening, all. Catch you later. 73 W0RNT.